The sun rises over the rolling hills of Hudson. A soft wind brushes the open fields, carrying whispers of stories untold. The camera glides across the Heartland ranch, horses grazing in the morning light, the wooden fence casting long shadows, and the faint sound of hooves breaking the silence. Something feels different this season. You can sense it in the air, in the way Amy's eyes search the horizon, in the quiet determination that fills the Heartland family. Change is coming, and with it, a new chapter that will test their strength, their love, and everything they've built together. For years, Heartland has been more than just a show. It's been a story that lives in the hearts of its viewers. A story of family, loss, and healing. As the new season unfolds, that same heartbeat returns, steady and strong, reminding us why we fell in love with this world in the first place. The trailer opens with wide shots of the ranch, the morning mist lifting over the fields, the golden sun kissing the horses' manes, and the steady rhythm of life continuing as always. But underneath the calm, there's a feeling of change. You can almost feel it in the wind, something quietly shifting in the Heartland family's lives. Amy stands by the corral, her hand resting gently on Spartan's mane. Her eyes tell a story, not of sadness, but of reflection. She's been through storms before, but this one feels different. There's a strength in her silence, a quiet resilience that speaks louder than words. The trailer captures this beautifully. The soft lighting, the distant mountains, and the faint melody that carries a sense of both hope and melancholy. We hear Jack's voice in the background, deep and steady, like the voice of wisdom the family has always leaned on. Sometimes, he says, you don't get to choose the path life takes you on, but you can choose how you walk it. Those words echo through the trailer, becoming the emotional thread that ties every scene together. They remind us that even when things change, when life throws its hardest moments at us, we keep moving. We find the strength to rebuild, to forgive, and to love again. In these first few glimpses, the tone of Heartland Season 19, Episode 2 is clear. It's not just about new challenges, it's about growth, about facing the unknown with courage and grace. There's an unspoken promise in every shot, that even when life feels uncertain, family remains the anchor. The music swells as the camera pans to the open field. Amy riding freely, her hair flowing in the wind, Spartan galloping like he's part of the wind itself. It's not just a moment of beauty. It's freedom. It's healing. It's the very soul of Heartland. As the scene fades, we feel it. That mix of nostalgia and anticipation. The past and the future meeting in one quiet, powerful moment. Something big is coming to Heartland. And it's only just beginning. The screen fades from the golden glow of the present to soft, faded tones of memory. The music quiets, replaced by the low hum of a storm in the distance. We are pulled back, not just in time, but into emotion. Episode 1 left scars, both seen and unseen. And now those moments echo through every frame like whispers from yesterday. A montage begins, flashes of the past, moments that shaped what's coming next. Amy standing alone in the barn, rain tapping against the old roof, her hand resting on an empty stall. She's remembering not just loss, but the price of moving forward. Each memory feels heavy, but it also carries light. The trailer doesn't rush this. It lets us feel it. The pain, the silence, the strength. We see Lou at the kitchen table, papers spread out before her. The weight of responsibility pressing down. She's smiling, but it's the kind of smile that hides exhaustion. The ranch, the family, the town, it's all on her shoulders now. The narration cuts softly through the scene. Every choice we make leaves a mark. Some fade with time. Others shape who we become. The words linger. They hang in the air, almost like a confession. Then, a flicker of warmth. Jack and Tim by the barn. A quiet moment between old friends who've fought more battles together than they can count. The firelight dances on their faces. They don't need words. The silence says it all. The years have made them rougher, but also wiser. Their presence reminds us that family isn't always about agreement. It's about standing together when everything else falls. Apart. The music begins to rise again, a blend of strings and acoustic guitar. As the flashbacks start to merge with the present, Amy walking through the field, her boots brushing the tall grass. You can see the memories weighing on her, but also something else, a spark of hope. The kind that comes only after loss. The trailer gives us just enough, a look, a moment, a breath, to remind us where we've been. It doesn't tell the story, it lets us remember it. That's what makes Heartland special. It's not a show that shouts, it's one that whispers truths we all feel deep down. About family, forgiveness, and the courage to begin again. As the montage fades, the sound of Spartans' hooves echoes softly, like a heartbeat. The past is still there, but it's not holding them back anymore. It's guiding them forward. The screen darkens, and one line appears in white letters. The past never leaves us. It teaches us how to stay. And just like that, the tone shifts. The memories fade into the horizon, and the promise of a new challenge rises with the morning light. Heartland is ready to move on, but not without remembering where it came from. The calm never lasts long in Heartland. The golden skies turn silver and the wind picks up across the valley. You can feel it, the change, the shift, the quiet before the storm. Every great story has a moment when peace starts to tremble, and this is that moment. The trailer opens with Amy standing by the fence line, her eyes locked on something far beyond the horizon. The air feels charged, alive. A storm is coming, not just in the sky, but in the hearts of everyone at Heartland. Her voice echoes softly, though it's not clear if she's speaking to someone or just to herself. Sometimes you can sense it before it happens. The moment everything changes. Cut to quick flashes. Dark clouds rolling in, a horse breaking free. Lou arguing in the kitchen. Tim riding hard through the field. It's fast, raw, and filled with tension. Something's building. You don't know what yet, but you can feel it deep in your chest. The narration continues, slow and deliberate. When life tests you, it doesn't always come with warning. It comes quietly, and then all at once. The screen flickers between emotion and action. Amy's determined face, a letter half opened on a table. Jack watching from the porch with worry hidden behind his steady gaze. The visuals carry weight, small moments that hint at something bigger, the kind of drama that Heartland has mastered, intimate, emotional, and real. Then the pacing slows. We see Amy walking toward the barn as the wind begins to howl. The door creaks open. Inside, shadows stretch long across the walls. It's not fear in her eyes, it's resolve. She's ready to face what's coming, even if she doesn't yet know what it is. The background music swells, strings rising like thunder in the distance. The camera cuts to Jack, tightening his hat as he looks up at the storm clouds. His voice comes in low and steady, grounding everything again. You can't stop what's meant to come. You just make sure you're ready to face it. Lightning flashes. A horse neighs in the distance. The tension rises like the wind before a downpour. Every shot feels heavier. Doors slamming, faces turning, a tear wiped away. There's no dialogue now, only the heartbeat of the score and the sound of hooves echoing through the valley. And then, silence. The storm finally hits. Rain pours over the ranch, washing away the dust of old memories. In that moment, we understand. This isn't just a storm of weather. It's a storm of change, of truth, of revelation. The trailer slows again, returning to calm as the rain fades into a soft drizzle. Amy steps out into the open, drenched but unbroken. Her hand brushes Spartan's neck, and for the first time, she smiles. Not because everything's fine, but because she knows she can face whatever comes next. A line appears on screen, glowing faintly against the rain-soaked backdrop. When the storm passes, only the strong remain. The music fades, leaving only the sound of wind. Calm again, but forever changed. The storm clears. The world feels washed clean, yet nothing is the same. The screen fades from gray to gold once more, and the first sunlight cuts through the clouds like a promise. The camera glides over the Heartland Ranch, every beam of light touching something that was once hidden in shadow. This is where the new story begins. The trailer slows its pace, soft piano notes return, gentle and full of wonder. Then one by one the faces appear. Amy, standing by Spartan, her fingers brushing against his mane as if grounding herself in the only truth that's never changed. Her bond with horses, her connection to healing. Her eyes tell us what words can't. She's ready to rebuild, no matter what it takes. We catch a glimpse of Lou, laughing softly with Katie on the porch, but behind that smile, there's worry. Something big is coming for her. Something that could change everything she's fought to protect. The narration slips in, quiet but haunting. Sometimes the hardest battles aren't fought in silence. They're fought with a smile. Cut to Tim walking the edge of the property, a letter in his hand. The same one glimpsed earlier. He hesitates before opening it. The shot lingers. The wind lifts the corner of the page, as if daring him to face whatever truth lies inside. The trailer doesn't show what it says. It doesn't need to. The expression on his face says it all. As the visuals unfold, a familiar voice narrates. Perhaps Jack's. Perhaps the voice of the land itself. Every sunrise brings a choice. To stay where it's safe, or to ride toward what's waiting. The tempo quickens. Quick cuts flash across the screen. Lou slamming a door, Katie crying out. Amy holding back tears. Jack staring down an empty road. Then a new face appears. A stranger, eyes shadowed by a cowboy hat, stepping down from a truck. The air shifts instantly. The kind of silence that fills the room when something important is about to happen. The trailer doesn't give us a name, just a look, just enough to stir the questions every fan will ask. Who is he? Why is he here? What does he want? As the montage builds, the scenes become faster. Laughter by the fire, tears in the barn, a family meal filled with unspoken words. It's the kind of storytelling that Heartland does best. The beauty in simplicity, the strength in emotion. Then everything slows again. Amy looks up toward the distant hills as the sun sets. The sky glows with the colors of fire and hope. Her voice, steady, sincere, breaks the silence. No matter how far life takes us, Heartland is where we find our way back. The final shot. The Heartland ranch bathed in twilight. The family silhouetted against the fading light. The camera lingers just long enough for us to feel it. The warmth, the love, the home that never fades. The music fades, leaving behind one soft heartbeat of silence before the screen fades to black. Text appears, the storm has passed, but not everything it touched has stayed the same. The ranch looks peaceful, yet under that calm lies something unspoken. Change has settled over Heartland like the morning fog. Gentle, quiet, but impossible to ignore. The trailer opens on Amy sitting by the fence at dawn. The sky glows pink and gold, the first light touching her face. She's holding a photograph, one we can't see clearly, but her eyes tell us everything. There's love there, loss, and a longing that time hasn't healed. The voiceover begins, soft and steady. They say time fixes everything, but what if time just teaches you how to carry it? The music is minimal, just a few piano keys and the faint sound of wind. It feels raw, real. Amy places the photo down and looks toward Spartan grazing nearby. That bond, human and horse, remains unbroken, the heartbeat of Heartland itself. No matter how much changes, that trust endures. Then we cut to Lou, her laughter echoing in the kitchen as she helps Katie with breakfast. But beneath her bright voice, there's tension. A letter sits unopened on the counter. The same letter Tim couldn't face earlier. Her hand hovers over it for a moment before she pulls away, pretending it's not there. Her smile returns, but only for her daughter's sake. The narration continues. Every family has its secrets, but love doesn't fade because of silence. It waits to be spoken. A quick flash of Jack tending the horses, his hands steady, his gaze distant. He's seen enough seasons to know that change isn't the enemy. It's the truth that keeps life moving. His voice, deep and calm, overlays the shot. You don't stop the world from turning. You just hold on tight to what matters most. As the trailer unfolds, we see what Heartland has always been about. Not drama for the sake of drama, but emotion that grows from life itself. A hand reaching out, a hug given at the right moment, a tear wiped away when no one's watching. These moments don't shout, they whisper, and somehow they speak louder than any storm. Then, a powerful montage. Amy training a new horse, Lou walking through town alone at dusk, Jack watching from the porch, and Tim looking out toward the open fields. Each scene feels connected, tied by one simple truth. Every change, every loss, every new beginning, they all lead back home. The score swells, soft violins rising beneath the narration. Love doesn't end when things fall apart. It begins again. In new ways, in new hearts, in new mornings. The visuals fade into a quiet sunset. The Heartland Ranch bathed in golden light. The wind stirs the grass, and a single feather drifts across the screen, caught in the fading sunlight. The music holds for a breath before fading to silence. Then a single line appears across the screen. Home isn't a place. It's the people who never give up on you. The audience feels it. The warmth, the ache, the strength of family. It's not about what's lost anymore. It's about what endures. The sky has darkened again, not with storm clouds, but with truth. The kind that doesn't roar like thunder, but slips quietly into the air until it's all around you. The camera opens on Amy, standing in the middle of the corral, her breath visible in the cool morning air. Spartan stands beside her, restless, as if he can sense what's coming. Something in her face has changed. She's not afraid anymore. She's ready. The music starts low, a slow heartbeat of drums under faint piano notes. Then a voice, low and calm, cuts through. There comes a moment when running isn't an option, when you have to face what you've been avoiding, even if it breaks you first. A sharp edit. Lou slamming her car door, her eyes red from tears. The letter is gone now, crumpled in her hand. She walks up to Jack's porch, rain beginning to fall once again. The camera stays on her for a moment before cutting to Jack inside, staring at the fire. He doesn't look up, but he knows she's there. He always does. The trailer slows. The sound fades to silence. Only the ticking of a clock. Then Lou's voice, soft but heavy. I should have told you sooner. We don't hear the rest. The screen cuts to black, then an explosion of sound. Horses running wild across the open field, hooves pounding the earth. The storm returns in flashes of lightning and rushing wind. The trailer begins to move faster. Flashes of Amy riding through the rain, Tim shouting something we can't hear, Katie crying out from the porch. It's chaos, but purposeful. Every cut, every sound, every drop of rain tells us something big is happening. The narration returns, deeper now, filled with urgency. Every truth has its cost, and sometimes love is the price. Cut to Amy again. She's soaked, mud on her boots, determination in her eyes. She's holding on to Spartan's reins, refusing to let go even as he fights against the wind. Her voice breaks through, trembling but strong. Not this time. I won't lose what's left. The music swells, faster, more intense, violins, drums, wind, all crashing together. The trailer flashes through rapid shots. Jack standing under the rain with tears in his eyes, Lou clutching her letter. Tim riding into the storm, Amy collapsing beside Spartan, holding his face close as lightning splits the sky. Then, silence again. Just the sound of wind, and Amy's voice barely above a whisper. Sometimes, you have to let the storm take what it must, to see what's meant to stay. The screen holds on her for a long moment, soaked, broken, but unyielding. The camera zooms slowly out, showing the ranch battered but standing strong, the storm fading into mist. The narration closes the section. Every season has a turning point. This is theirs. As the music fades, one final shot appears. The family gathered in the barn, the rain dripping through the roof. Their hands joined in silence. The camera lingers, not on their faces, but on their unity. the bond that never breaks. No matter how hard life hits, the screen fades to black. Text appears in silver letters. The storm has passed. The ranch stands still, wrapped in soft morning light. Every surface glistens with raindrops. The fence posts, the barn roof, the blades of grass swaying gently in the breeze. The air feels cleaner now, quieter. The chaos has ended, and in its place, peace returns. Not the kind that forgets, but the kind that understands. Amy walks through the field, the sky glowing behind her in hues of gold and rose. Spartan follows close, calm once more. There's something different about her now, a softness in her strength, a quiet knowing in her eyes. The voiceover begins, low and steady, like a heartbeat finally slowing after the rush. Every storm ends, but what it leaves behind, that's where the real story begins. We see Lou on the porch, a cup of coffee in her hands, the morning light touching her face. The letter, once the source of so much pain, now rests folded neatly beside her. The past hasn't vanished, but it no longer controls her. She smiles, small but real. Inside the barn, Jack tightens a saddle and glances out at the horizon. His words, steady as ever, carry through the scene. You don't stop life from changing. You just learn to ride with it. The music swells softly, gentle piano chords mixed with a hint of strings. The tone is peaceful, reflective, filled with hope. The trailer shifts into its final montage. Amy brushing Spartan's mane, Lou and Katie laughing in the kitchen, Tim fixing the old fence, Jack sitting with Lisa by the fire. These moments are simple, but they carry all the weight of love and memory. We see the family gathered at sunset, the golden hour washing over them. No dialogue, no drama, just togetherness. The kind that feels earned. The kind that reminds us why Heartland still touches hearts after all these years. The narration deepens. Through every loss, every challenge, every storm, Heartland endures. Because home isn't just where you live. It's where your heart keeps returning. The music reaches its emotional peak. Strings soaring, the rhythm of hooves fading in the background. Then, one final shot. Amy rides across the open field, Spartan galloping with grace and power. The wind catches her hair, and the horizon stretches endlessly ahead. The light dims as she disappears into the distance, her silhouette glowing against the fading sun. The sound fades to silence, only the whisper of wind and a soft breath before the screen turns black. Then,